Good evening. Thanks for staying. I know it's a little bit late. It's certainly late for me. But I know you guys are young and fit and all that sort of thing. So we'll just open it up to questions. We do, quite frankly, we kind of set a plan, and it's a simple plan, but, we wanted to make sure we try to get football players, and we think we got a couple more tonight. So we'll open it up for questions.
And how can you project when you just have a kid that plays 1 year of college football that you got the football player?
Well, you can watch him play and watch his ball skills, and he's really kind of remarkable. It's surprising. And he didn't start out the year ranked that high because it was the first year doing it, but he's a pretty natural football player.
Ted, what makes Montgomery such a dangerous returner? He had some touchdowns in the return game in college.
Well, he's a very strong runner, very instinctive, has good quickness, all the things you look for. And I think the key thing is his strength level, I think, is better than most.
Ted, you took corners on your first two, or defensive backs on your first two picks. Did you feel strongly that you needed to fortify that position in this draft?
Well, we'd like to fortify every position, but, we went into it just like we always have, trying to make sure we kept, trying to find good football players. And like I said, I think we found a couple today, and I think we found one yesterday.
Was it a priority to find a return guy just to get the special teams up to where I know Mike wants to get?
That's always a factor. It wasn't an overriding factor, but it was a factor in how we rank them and stuff like that.
Ted, you've taken a wideout in the top 3 rounds, 7 of your 11 drafts. Does that say as much about like the changing nature of the game, the focus on that position, the passing offenses? Or is it just how it's working?
That, and we've got an offensive head coach, and no, seriously, the game is that sort of game. Since I've been here, we had Brett Favre playing quarterback or Aaron Rodgers, so you like to get them as many people to throw to as you can.
Hey, Ted, I know you don't worry too much about what
You don't worry at all.
say. Oh, good. I worry too much. When you look at your inside linebacker position, though, you cut A.J. Hawk, you cut Brad Jones, you let Jamari Lattimore leave, you moved your best pass rusher inside for half the season. How do you feel about where that position is, and what do you tell people that are saying, what are they going to do at inside linebacker this season? What's your reassurance there for people?
We're gonna address that just like we address all the other positions. We try to make it as strong as we can.
How do you feel about where it is right now?
I think it's fine
What makes you think that it's fine?
because I'm a football guy. I don't know. I have confidence in the fellows that we have. Any other questions?
Ted, what about depth at that position? Where are you going to come up?
Same thing. We'll address it. If we need, we have depth concerns at a number of places, and it's just part of the spring and draft and going through the process of the summertime. It's you work all that through.
Can you address it in the draft now? It seems like most of the top inside linebackers are gone.
I wouldn't care to tell you whether we're going to address anything in the draft or not, but this thing's a long way from being put to bed.
So Ted, does this mean you still have to play Clay inside some this year?
Say again?
Does this mean you still have to play Clay inside at least some this year?
I don't know that it means that. No, I'm not the defensive coordinator.
Hey, Ted, when you take guys that, like Quentin, who only played 1 year of college football, do you factor in the kind of coaches you have on your staff? I was going through kind of the guys that Joe has coached at corner, and you've had some raw guys develop under him. I'm just wondering, does that in any way factor into your thinking when you make decisions on guys that maybe are
Probably not in the draft room at the time. In retrospect, yeah, Joe's that kind of coach, and he can take them and make them good, and or make them better, or see how they can be better, and self-improvement and all that. Joe's really good at that.
Have you ever seen a guy like Rollins, who had never played college football and plays one season and he's player of the year? Have you ever seen, I don't know, Greg Stretch is the right way to put it, but a 0 to here sort of rise?
I can't recall that I have. I'm sure that I have. I mean, we've seen a lot of things.
What'd you see in Montgomery to make him worth picking? Where you picked him?
Well, I think he's a fairly dynamic player. He's certainly got strong hands, good quick hands. He's very versatile. He does have a lot of return cred for him in terms of his career. So, a guy like that's a pretty good fit for what we try to do.
Is there a common thread with these 3 picks, that they're all good athletes? Did you set out to make this team more athletic?
Yeah, you would naturally try to do that, but that wasn't the overriding thing. The overriding thing was trying to, as simple as it sounds, to make sure you got good football players, and I think all 3 of these guys measure up to that thing.
2 more?
Ted, you talk about the challenges of, maybe a guy like Rollins played basketball, but then goes into football for a year, or, played high school. But is there a benefit to having a player that may be raw, or picking up a guy that may not have played as much football as other guys in the draft, or kind of grew up playing football in college?
I don't know. It's an interesting question whether someone with experience is automatically more advanced and going to be a better player than someone that has very little experience and has the ability to learn on the road. I mean, on the move. I don't know. I haven't thought about that, but it's an interesting question.
Ted, on Rollins, Brian talked about how just the first couple of weeks of the season with his one season, that you can see the progress, and by October. Do you remember hearing about this player early during the fall, or does that get to you later in the process?
About midway is when I got the word.
Hey, Ted, you didn't make any trades last year, and now 2 days in, you still haven't made one. Do you get itchy at all? I mean, is that something you like doing? Is that,
Yeah.
Is there much?
I do. I kind of like to swap picks around. It hasn't worked where, we're ready and the other team's ready and everything's all put to bed. But yeah, I'm cool with making trades as long as it makes sense for both parties.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.